Hey guys, this is Kevin from Vagabond. I'm just going to be going over maximum aerobic power sessions today. On my blog a couple days ago, I actually did a breakdown of basically what inside Vagabond, how we concentrate on our three phases: lifestyle, fitness, and competition. Within those three phases, all of them have goal-oriented approaches to what we want to accomplish within those phases and what we want our clients to accomplish within those phases. So we don't look at it as a leveling system. Like I said, we look at it as goal-oriented approaches that we want people to succeed within those phases. Our lifestyle phase, once again, is based on possibly for beginners, or people just looking for no real complicated movements, no essentially plyometrics, and no Olympic lifting. We're concentrating on this pure movements. We're concentrating on body weight. We're concentrating on basic powerlifting movements and squat, the deadlift, the bench press. A lot of shoulder stabilization movements with dumbbells, simple movements in that realm. We're also concentrating, as right now in our lifestyle phase, we're concentrating on developing pull-up strength with assistance exercises stemming from concentrating on the elbow flexes to the scapula to the rhomboids, the deltoid muscles that are huge for, and also lats that are huge for pull-ups. We're concentrating on a lot of single leg stuff within the lifestyle phase, and a lot of single leg squatting to help develop single leg strength, but also to help develop systems for double leg strength, like double leg squatting, like back squats, front squats, overhead squats, essentially that. What we're doing in the fitness phase is our fitness phase of people. We are going to be doing plyometrics. We are going to be doing Olympic lifting. It's possible for someone who might want to possibly go into competition phase someday. Obviously, people have to ask us. They have to be recommended within to go into competition phase. You just can't pop out in and out of competition in fitness. In our competition phase is what states people who want to compete in the sport of CrossFit for the time being, for right now, but hopefully for the long term. With our maximum aerobic power sessions, I'm a big component on this. The people that I look up to are also big components of this. I personally think it transfers very well over to the sport of CrossFit. I've tested it on myself, also on multitudes of clients, and I've seen some great stuff within trying to elicit the aerobic system at least 1 to 2 times a week. So the question is, how do we prepare someone for the opens? At least for my own term, this is what I do. I'm just going to go over the competition phase today. If you check out my blog, vbcrossfit.com, V as in Victor, B as in boy, crossfit.com, you can see how I broke it down. I have a picture of my like how I broke down competition, lifestyle, fitness. But for today, we're just going to do competition. So if I had a client who came in a competition phase right now inside our gym, we're going to be about 3 months out, right? We're almost exactly 3 months out. 3 months out. Okay. What I'm looking for, okay, is I look at what my competition people are weak at, or what is heavily used within the CrossFit Opens and also into regionals. We're looking at, a large amount of Olympic lifting. All right, large amount of Olympic lifting. So our focus, at least 2 days a week on our competition phase, is Olympic lifting, heavy material Olympic lifting, usually on Mondays and Fridays. We're going to be doing a lot of Olympic lifting, heavy, a lot of volume of Olympic lifting. We're also going to be concentrating on lactate power. All right, with intervals, essentially sets. So you do, 40 to 60 seconds of work with about 6 to 10 times the rest time. So we're working really hard for a short amount of time, then we're taking big chunks of rest time. We're going to have movements also with the lactate power. We're going to concentrate also on MAP work, maximum aerobic power work. Alright? This is at least 2 days a week, right as of right now, inside our gym. We're doing at least 2 days a week of it on Wednesday and Saturdays. We're doing 2 days a week. So we're getting ready. This stuff, on the MAP stuff, on the maximum aerobic power stuff, what we're looking at is doing movements that emulate what's going to be in the CrossFit Opens. So this is important. What emulates what's going to be in the CrossFit Opens. So if you go to certain, I found a really good website, good breakdown of what the percentages are of each movement that's been in the open since 2011, 2012. What's been in the opens in those last 2 years online. And they broke down Olympic lifting was a huge portion of it, and gymnastic style stuff, from toes to bars to pull-ups to muscle-ups, all that stuff. So within the map stuff, we're going to concentrate a lot on movements that would be in the opens, all right? Stuff that's going to emulate what's going to be in the opens. So that's what we're doing. Nothing that's going to be crazy heavy, stuff that's going to be sustainable, stuff that's going to make the person work, okay? That's going to make the person work over time. Their engine's just going to keep moving. We're not going to crush them, but we just want them to build up their aerobic system within their body, which is really important, especially within the opens, because you're looking at workouts that are going to be shorter, but also within the 10 to 15 minute domain. So we're looking at, more aerobic based stuff. All right. So the next thing is what we do for something that's a 1 month out. So we're looking at something that's a month out. Okay. Looking at something that's a month out. Okay. We're going 1 month out. 1 month, 4 to 6 weeks out from the opens. Now we're looking at, we got to ask ourselves, do we want is the person definitely going to be making regionals, or does the person want to do well in the opens? If you have someone who's definitely making regionals, who's going to be in the top 60, who's going to be in the top 20, top 30, top 40, who you know is definitely going to make it, then we're looking at, we don't want them peaking at the opens. We want them to peak before regionals. So if we're in the Northeast, we usually do our regionals in May time. So we want them peaking by May. So we don't want to be going into February, March time, having them peak for the opens. All right, because we don't want that. Because we know they're going to get through the opens. We want to have them peak for the regionals. But we're going to take this to someone who who has a chance of making regionals, someone who's on the cusp of being from opens regionals caliber type of person. So we're going to be about 4 to 6 weeks out from the opens. So we're looking at about the end of January to about the beginning of February. Now we're going to start switching things up, where we're going to be concentrating on 4 to 6 weeks out, at least within Vagabond. What I'm going to be concentrating on, or someone who I'm going to be concentrating on as a personal client or online client. We're going to be looking at 4 to 6 weeks out. We're going to be looking at doing more lactate endurance interval stuff. Lactate endurance, like really hard, moving for less than 3 minutes, pushing all out, and you're going. So lactate endurance tests, but also we can do that within intervals as well. We're also going to be looking at doing more aerobic power testers. So a good example would be, a good example of a aerobic power tester would be, 10 rounds of 4 kettlebell swings, 6 burpees, 8 wall balls. You're just going to keep moving and moving. So it's going to be a lot of testers, something that we see within the open. So I particularly believe that we see some aerobic stuff. So we're going to do an aerobic power testers, lactate endurance testers, more basic CrossFit style workouts. Okay, so CrossFit style workouts to get the person prepped for the opens coming up. Probably back off a little bit with the strength-based stuff, with the Olympic lifting. We're going to back off. We're just going to concentrate more on lactate endurance, aerobic power testers, and CrossFit style workouts. Alright, so that'd be a breakdown of what we'd be doing within a competition phase, or someone I would think would have a chance of making regionals, between the opens and regionals. Not someone who's guaranteed who's going to make a regionals, but someone who's going to be right around that cusp. Alright, so this is just a breakdown of what I believe could work, or just a template or a skeleton structure of what I think could work. Alright, so this is Kevin from Vagabond. Have a good day, and see you later on.